42 on the show.
Stop this thing! Stop this thing! Stop this thing! Stop this thing! Stop.
Now that's the sound of protests outside Walleys Quarry Landfill in Silverdale. People living there are fed up with the smell and have been, let's just say, making their feelings known for months outside of the gates on Cemetery Road. We did the show from there a month or so ago, but if they carry on making their feelings known there, they're now facing big fines or at worst imprisonment, would you believe? The owners have issued High Court papers warning protesters to stop or face legal action. Producer Matt is here as ever. What is going on, Matthew? Why have these letters been sent?
So they've been sent out by solicitors who work for the landfill's owners. BBC Radio Stoke's been shown one of these letters that one person's received. We've been told that about 7 people have got them. It's about a planned protest for Friday. The owners basically want to stop people gathering outside the entrance on Cemetery Road, which of course is where they usually gather. It says because their employees are being intimidated, it wants them to be able to come and go as they please and go about their work without interference. We know that protesters in the past have stood in front of lorries, stopping them going in and out of the site, and that's what the owners of Walleys Quarry want to stop. They don't want anyone standing outside anymore.
What does the letter say exactly?
So it's basically asking people who've protested outside to agree to demands in writing by 4 o'clock today, basically to sign an agreement that they won't go protesting. They're telling them not to trespass on the site, not to interfere with any cars or lorries coming in and out of the site, and not to protest anywhere near the entrance on Cemetery Road. So as you mentioned, we were down there a few weeks ago along the road. It's quite a long stretch of road, but they're being told they need to stay away from that near vicinity around the entrance. So it basically means that they won't be allowed to stand on the public pavements outside. They won't be allowed to go on a public road and protest. So they're asking them to sign this letter to agree to not protest. If they don't sign it, basically the letter says that the landfill owners can take them to court, and any other protesters that don't abide by these rules as well. Basically they'll take them to court, and they're looking maybe at a big fine, as you mentioned, potentially imprisonment, which of course takes it to the absolute extreme. But yeah, imprisonment is one of the options that is on the list here.
Well, Audrey Young lives a mile away from the landfill on Cemetery Road. She got sent this letter along with her son. Morning, Audrey.
Good morning.
How's that left you feeling, getting that letter?
It's made me quite angry, actually, that they're trying to take our rights away. It totally came out the blue, but I'm not going to be bullied by them. I'm still going to protest under our human rights. They're allowed to carry on poisoning the community, but we're not allowed to protest against it when the High Court's proved that they're poisoning us. So it came out, it's just made me angry, really, and more determined.
I can imagine. How much have you been protesting over the last few weeks, last few months?
We haven't actually protested since you did your last roadshow there. So we could allow them to carry out the works of the posi shell and everything. So we've left them so that they couldn't play the victim card and say that the works weren't completed because of us, if that makes sense.
Yeah, completely. As a resident, though, now, it's left you feeling quite angry. What do you do next?
I'm not going to be replying by 4 o'clock today. They haven't given any of us enough time to seek legal advice. With only receiving the letters yesterday afternoon, and I'm not going to be intimidated along with others, and we're going to go and protest as normal tomorrow.
So that is going to have no impact at all. It's not going to put you off. You are going to go and protest as if this letter doesn't exist.
Yes, I am. I can't explain it. I wouldn't have actually gone and protested yesterday if we hadn't received this letter. But it's just like added fuel to the fire now. It's like they can get away with all these breaches and all this, but we can't get away with protesting. We've had lorries that have drove into us at protest. We protested at the office and they brought a canine dog out to us without any signs there to say that there was one on the land. We all had to get them to take this dog to the vets because he was injured once he got him out the car and things. It's like one rule applies to them and another applies to us.
Have you taken legal advice, Audrey?
We have a little bit. but obviously the timing, it didn't come till yesterday afternoon. So quite a few who had the letters are not going to be protesting. But, you know, I just thought, no, I'm not going to have a voice taken away. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it myself with others of the community, because it does affect us all still.
It sounds like you're just living in the middle of a nightmare.
We are. But, you know, they're obviously a well-profited company from everybody else's pain, so they can afford all this legal advice. But they're not going to intimidate us or not get away with not giving us a chance to get legal advice. So, you know, why should we not exercise our right to protest?
All right. Stay safe. We'll stay in touch with you. Audrey, thank you for coming on the show. Audrey, who lives about a mile away from that landfill site in Silverdale, got a letter yesterday saying she'll be facing legal action if she protests, says she won't be intimidated, saying she's still going to protest. If you're listening from that part of the area this morning, we'd love to know how you feel about it too.